Let me set the scene for you. It's a typical weekday in a bustling middle school, you know the kind, with lockers slamming, kids whispering in hallways, and that faint smell of cafeteria pizza lingering in the air. Our protagonist? Let's call her Alex, a sharp-witted 12-year-old who's no stranger to the ups and downs of school life. Alex's mom used to be a teacher, so from day one, Alex knew the drill: be respectful, especially to subs. They're just trying to get through the day, right? But on this particular morning, everything changed. The regular teacher was out sick, and in walked Mr. Meany, tall, with a stern jawline that looked like it hadn't cracked a smile since the Stone Age, and eyes that darted around like he was expecting trouble. He introduced himself curtly, scribbling his name on the board with chalk that screeched like nails on a blackboard. The class settled in, notebooks out, ready for whatever lesson he had planned. Alex sat in the middle row, fidgeting a bit with her pencil, but nothing out of the ordinary. The room hummed with that low-energy buzz of a sub-day, kids exchanging glances, wondering if it'd be an easy one. At first, things seemed fine. Mr. Meany droned on about history or math or whatever Alex couldn't even remember later because it all blurred into the background. But then, about halfway through the period, the tension started to build. Tapping her foot absent-mindedly. You know how it is in class. Sometimes your leg just has a mind of its own, especially when you're bored out of your skull. Tap, tap, tap. Barely audible, but enough to catch Mr. Meany's ear. His head snapped up like a predator spotting prey. His face twisted, brows furrowing deep, and his voice boomed across the room. "Stop that right now!" Sarah froze, her foot mid-tap, eyes wide with confusion. The class went silent, that heavy, awkward silence where everyone holds their breath. Sarah stammered, Sorry, I didn't realize." But Mr. Meany wasn't having it. He slammed his book down on the desk, the thud echoing like a gunshot. "That's it. Go to the office. Now." Sarah's face flushed red, a mix of embarrassment and shock. She wasn't a troublemaker, far from it. She was the kid who always turned in homework early, the one teachers praised. "Why?" she asked, her voice small but steady. "What did I do wrong?" It was a fair question, right? But oh, that set him off. Mr. Meany's neck veins bulged, his fists clenched at his sides. Instead of explaining, like any reasonable adult would, he picked up the classroom phone, dialing the office with exaggerated jabs. "This student is refusing to comply and causing a disturbance," he barked into the receiver, his tone dripping with self-righteous anger. The class erupted in murmurs. Alex felt a knot twist in her stomach, that hot, prickly sensation of injustice bubbling up. This isn't right, she thought, her heart pounding. She's just tapping her foot. It's not like she threw a chair or something. Other kids started chiming in, voices overlapping in a wave of confusion and defense. "Why does she have to go?" one boy asked. "Yeah, she didn't do anything," piped up another. It was like a dam breaking, the whole room united in their bewilderment. Mr. Meany's face turned a deeper shade of crimson. He tried to shout over them, his voice cracking with frustration. "Quiet, all of you!" But it was too late. The counselor, Ms. Rivera, a kind woman with a no-nonsense vibe who everyone liked, showed up at the door, her clipboard in hand. The class swarmed her with explanations, words tumbling out in a frenzy. He just flipped out. She was only tapping her foot. He's being mean for no reason. Ms. Rivera held up her hands, trying to calm the storm. She glanced at Mr. Meany, who was pacing now, his arms crossed tightly like he was holding himself together. Apparently, in his world, a tapping foot was a capital offense. She sighed, rubbing her temple, and announced, "All right, everyone, take a 10-minute break outside the classroom. I'll handle this." The class filed out, buzzing with adrenaline, while Mr. Meany stewed inside. Out in the hallway, under the fluorescent lights that always seemed too harsh, Alex huddled with her friends, a tight-knit group of about 5 kids who'd been through thick and thin since elementary. The air was thick with indignation. Sarah was wiping away a tear, her shoulders slumped. "I can't believe that," she whispered. "I feel so stupid." Alex's chest tightened, that powerless feeling, like being a bug under someone's shoe. He's supposed to be the adult, Alex thought, her mind racing. But he's acting like a bully. We can't let him get away with this. That's when the plan sparked. It started as a joke, one kid mimicking the foot tap and everyone giggling nervously. But then it clicked. What if we all do it? Alex suggested, her eyes lighting up with a mix of fear and excitement. Not in rhythm, so it's just annoying chaos. He can't send the whole class to the office. The group nodded, grins spreading. They whispered the idea to the rest of the class during the break, and surprisingly, everyone was in. It was that shared spark of rebellion, the kind that bonds kids when adults cross the line. Back in the classroom, the air felt thicker, charged with anticipation. Mr. Menes stood at the front, trying to regain control, his posture rigid like a statue about to crack. "Let's resume the lesson," he said gruffly, avoiding eye contact. The class sat quietly for exactly 5 minutes. Alex glanced at the clock, her pulse thumping in her ears. Here we go, she thought, steeling herself. And then it began. Tap tap. A soft patter from the back row. Then another from the side. Within seconds, it snowballed, 30 kids, each tapping their feet in random, arrhythmic patterns. No stomping, no hands, just toes against the floor in a maddening, chaotic symphony. It was like rain on a tin roof, but irregular, impossible to ignore. The sound filled the room, bouncing off the walls, grating on the nerves. Mr. Menes froze mid-sentence, chalk hovering over the board. His shoulders tensed, and he turned slowly, oh so slowly, to face the class. His eyes scanned the room, widening as realization dawned. No one was looking at him, heads down, pretending to take notes, but the tapping continued, relentless. He opened his mouth, then closed it, his face draining of color. The anger from before melted into something else. Defeat. Pure, utter defeat. His lips trembled, and in a voice barely above a whisper, he said, I'm sorry." The tapping stopped instantly, like a switch flipped. The room fell silent, but the victory hung in the air, electric and sweet. Alex felt a rush, that warm flood of triumph washing away the earlier knot in her gut. Relief, validation, a bit of glee. Mr. Menes slumped into his chair, head in hands, the fight gone out of him. For the rest of the period, he was a ghost, quiet, subdued, no more outbursts. Stories like this remind us that sometimes the smallest acts of unity can topple the biggest egos. It's about standing up when something's not right, even if you're just a kid. Karma has a way of tapping its foot until justice is served, and man, does it feel good when it is. Phew, if that revenge gave you that satisfying shiver down your spine, smash that like button to show some love for these clever middle schoolers. Drop in the comments, what's the pettiest revenge you've ever pulled off or seen? And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.